At the elementary Beast Tamer school, inside a spacious classroom with light streaming through the windows, a teacher stood at the podium. His voice echoed throughout the room. "Students, the Beast Tamer examination is less than 1 week away." His voice was clear as his gaze swept over everyone, "and tomorrow will be the day you are assessed for your Beast Tamer qualifications." Then, he gently reminded them, "All of you have already signed your first Beast contracts. So today, get plenty of rest, prepare thoroughly, and strive to achieve the best possible results." The class buzzed with hushed whispers until the teacher said, "All right, class dismissed." Lin Ze remained seated, lost in thought. Whispers could be heard from the hallway. One student turned and sighed to his friend, "We're about to have our Beast Tamer qualifications determined. I'm so nervous." The other guy replied, "Who isn't? At our current level, just becoming an apprentice Beast Tamer is already a huge challenge. Forget about getting into an advanced Beast Tamer academy. That's completely out of the question." A rowdy-looking blonde kid laughed out loud. "Ha ha ha ha, my goal is the Beast Tamer Academy in Ningjiang City. Even if I can't get into a top-tier academy, with my strength, getting into a regular one will be no problem at all." In contrast, the student next to him was trembling in fear, clutching his head as he spoke. "If I can't even qualify as an apprentice, then I'll be stuck as a normal person for the rest of my life." Lin Ze sat silently, thinking to himself, "The Beast Tamer qualification assessment is about to happen. But what does any of this have to do with me? A transmigrator." He replayed his memories. He now understood that this world was different from the one he came from. A world where humans had learned to tame the savage beasts that were once a threat, turning them into weapons of combat and creating a powerful system of Beast Tamers. That's right. 1 week ago, I transmigrated into this body. By fusing with the memories in this body, I've come to understand what kind of world this is. Hundreds of years ago, during the Great Cataclysm, countless savage beasts emerged from spatial rifts, hunting humans and causing immense suffering. Then, humanity fought back. In that brutal war, they gradually discovered how to control the savage beasts and command them in battle. This is how the profession of Beast Tamer was born and rose to prominence. In this era of beast taming, Beast Tamers have naturally become a symbol of status and class. You could say that becoming a Beast Tamer is synonymous with entering the elite class of society. The greatest dream for the youth of this world is to become a powerful Beast Tamer. Here, everyone over the age of 18 can sign their first beast contract. The higher one's soul power, the higher the level limit of the pet beast they can form a contract with. But for Lin Ze, everything seemed to be off track. None of this has anything to do with me. Because before I transmigrated, the original owner of this body had already signed his first beast contract. He looked at the tiny creature in his arms, its fur as soft as cotton, its eyes round and clear, and sighed internally. "This little snowball is harmless to humans and animals. All it knows how to do is act cute. This thing not only has zero combat ability, but it also can't evolve." Just then, snowflakes began to drift down on a chilly wind. Lin Ze couldn't help but think, does this mean I'm destined to be just a normal person and live a mediocre life? The more he thought about it, the unluckier he felt. Sigh. Other transmigrators either get a golden finger or some heaven-defying power that can shatter the world. So why is my luck so rotten when it's my turn? A classmate gently patted his shoulder, consoling him. "Lin Ze, don't overthink it. It's okay if you don't become a Beast Tamer. Being an ordinary office worker isn't so bad. You won't have to risk your life outside." But it didn't seem like genuine comfort, more like scornful mockery. Another chubby guy burst out laughing. "Haha, that's right. So what if you don't become a Beast Tamer? At worst, you can just take your little snowball and sell ice cream at the entrance to the shopping mall." A few others chimed in. "Yeah, haha, selling ice cream and cold mineral water isn't a bad gig." Hearing this, Lin Ze became furious. His face darkened as he growled, "You guys." Just then, a voice rang out in his head. "System fully charged. Initiating startup. System activating. Activation successful. The achievement system is now online." Lindsay's eyes widened in disbelief. "This is my golden finger." No wonder the system didn't show up even after I'd been here for so long. Turns out it was just charging. He practically jumped for joy. "Holy crap, this is the most beautiful sound in the world. My golden finger has finally arrived." A status panel appeared before his eyes, displaying information about himself and Little Snowball. Lin Ze, Constitution 1.0, Soul 0.88, Soul Power Level 80 out of 80, Soul Arts none, Pet Beast Little Snowball, Achievement Points 0, Notes none. The physical and soul attributes of a normal adult male are 1 point each. Completing achievements will grant you achievement points and bonus items. Achievement points can be used to accelerate a pet's growth rate, unlock skills, enhance the Beastmaster's attributes, and so on. Reading this, Lin Ze was going crazy with joy. Something like this actually exists? This is incredible. He then asked, what about Little Snowball? The system immediately displayed a new information panel. Regarding Little Snowball. Name, Little Snowball. Attribute, Ice. Level, Tier 1, Stage 1. Growth rate, 23.48%. Skill, Frost Breath. Growth rate can be accelerated through combat or by consuming energy-rich items. Reaching 100% growth rate will trigger evolution. After evolving, the pet's power level will be significantly improved. Lin Ze's heart pounded as he stared at the words. Reaching 100% growth triggers evolution. Huh? Evolution? You mean it can actually evolve? Wait a minute. He kept reading. The system presented 2 evolution paths. Optional evolution routes. 1. The Titan Path. An evolution method that enhances close-quarters combat abilities, focusing on improving stamina and strength while weakening control over the ice element. Next evolutionary form, Snow Fiend, can evolve up to Tier 5. 2. The Queen Path. A method that enhances the ice element and innate talents, focusing on improving spellcasting abilities while weakening close combat attributes. Next evolutionary form, Ice Crystal Soul, can evolve up to the King level. Lin Ze couldn't believe his eyes. Little Snowball wasn't supposed to be able to evolve at all. The more he thought about it, the more thrilled he became. Could this be a hidden evolution path? If that's the case, I won't have to go back to selling ice cream. Can I really become a Beastmaster? His racing thoughts began to calm down. He realized the incredible advantage the system had given him. The Queen Path could even evolve all the way to the King level. This is amazing. The system panel continued to display. Queen Path. Next evolutionary form. Ice Crystal Soul. Requirements: 100% growth rate, 12 low-grade ice elemental essences, and 1 soul jade. He decided to first try using his achievement points to upgrade Little Snowball. An achievement notification popped up on the system panel. First pet. You have successfully formed a contract with the first pet of your life. Achievement unlocked. Receive 100 achievement points and 1 soul crystal. Completed. Reward available for claim. Apprentice Beastmaster. Pass the Apprentice Beastmaster qualification assessment and complete the first baptism. If you complete the achievement, you will receive 200 points and 1 soul crystal. Successful enrollment. Receive an admission notice from any Beastmaster Academy and earn 300 achievement points, 1 soul crystal, and 1 body strengthening crystal. He spotted some crucial information and quickly clicked on it. There's one I can claim right now. Plus 100 achievement points and 1 soul crystal, claimed. He then considered his next move. Next, he used the achievement points to level up. The screen flashed. Asterisk. Ting. Asterisk. Level, Tier 1, Stage 1. Growth rate, 23.48%. Upgrade successful. Level, Tier 1, Stage 2. Growth rate, 100%. Standing in his small room, Lin Ze's eyes lit up as his pet, Little Snowball, glowed brilliantly. He couldn't believe it. It leveled up. It actually worked. A notification appeared on the system screen. 77 achievement points consumed, 23 achievement points remaining. Even though it only lasted for a moment, that dazzling light was enough to get Lin Ze hyped. But his excitement quickly turned to contemplation. But that dazzling special effect only lasted for a second? That's it? He sighed, looking at the newly upgraded Little Snowball. To think this little guy is classified as an E-rank pet. What a joke. I still need to get the ice elemental essences and the soul jade for the real evolution. That's the real goal. 2 ice elemental essences and 1 soul jade. There's no way a normal person could have ever figured out Little Snowball's evolution method. But this stuff isn't cheap. Lin Ze frowned and turned to leave. First, I need to make some money. He'd head to the pet store later to buy the evolution materials. Behind him, a mocking voice called out, "Haha, hey, Lin Ze, are you taking that Little Snowball home to help you sell ice cream?" Lin Ze turned towards the source of the voice. It was none other than Jiang Hao, a guy who always looked down on him, but Lin Ze paid him no mind, simply patting Little Snowball gently. "Don't listen to this garbage, little guy. I'm counting on you for the Beastmaster qualification assessment tomorrow. Little Snowball let out a soft cry. Mew. Hearing this, Jiang Hao's fists clenched and his eyes went cold. Garbage? What did you just say? Though furious, Lin Ze's reason held him back from lunging at the guy. He thought to himself, the Jiang family is the second largest family in Jiangning City. I can't afford to clash with him right now. I have to play it smart. Turning back to Jiang Hao, Lin Ze was unfazed, replying calmly, we'll just have to wait and see who the real garbage is. We'll see after the Beast Tamer exam scores are out. Pfft. Jiang Hao scoffed. You? Are you seriously bringing that unevolvable plushie with you? Ha ha ha. If I were you, I wouldn't even bother showing up for the Beast Tamer qualification exam tomorrow. Because there's no way you'd pass. Ha 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 ha. Why don't you just hurry up and crawl back home to sell ice cream? Just then, a beautiful girl appeared. It was Guanning, Lin Ze's cousin. Having witnessed the exchange, Guanning immediately shouted, Jiang Hao, don't you dare go too far. Jiang Hao turned and continued his taunts. Oh, so it's the great Lady Guan, is it? Fine. Just fine. I'm not going too far. I'm just afraid of this piece of trash. Ha ha ha. The crony next to him chimed in with a sycophantic laugh. Ha ha. I really don't get why Lady Guan likes a loser like this. Wouldn't you be so much better off with our brother Hao? Lin Ze shook his head, not wanting to waste time on him. He turned to Guanning. Forget it. Ning. There's no need to argue with them. They'll understand when the time comes. With that, he pulled Guanning away. I have to go to the pet beast store. You can head home first. Hearing this, Guanning replied softly. Okay. After they parted ways, Lin Ze stopped by the pet beast store to buy evolution materials. He couldn't help but frown when he saw the price list. Even by the time he got home, he was still thinking, why are evolution materials so expensive? My entire month's savings, gone in a flash. Suddenly, a loud voice called out from a distance, Brother Lin Ze, you're back? Lin Ze replied, Ning. Guanning ran up to him and asked softly, Mom wanted me to ask if you'd like to come over for dinner tonight? Hearing this, he immediately agreed. Sure, I'll come over tonight. Guanning hesitated for a moment before asking, Brother Lin Ze, about the Beast Tamer qualification assessment tomorrow. Can I go with you? Lin Ze smiled. Of course. I'm participating in the assessment too, after all. Guanning's eyes lit up. You're serious? That's great. Brother Lin Ze, you have to put that Jiang Hao and his cronies in their place. Lin Ze nodded firmly. Don't worry. I'm going to shock everyone. Having gotten Lin Ze's confirmation, Guanning beamed with joy and quickly ran inside, calling out her goodbyes. Well, it's settled then. See you at my place for dinner later, Brother Lin Ze. Yeah. After returning home, Lin Ze looked at Little Snowball and said, just a low-grade ice element essence and a soul jade were this expensive? Little guy, leveling you up in the future is going to cost a fortune. Little Snowball cried out again, eek ah. That night, Lin Ze fed Little Snowball the evolution materials. All right, little guy, eat this stuff, and you'll be able to evolve. The gluttonous Little Snowball dove in and devoured everything, making him chuckle. Slow down, no one's going to take it from you. Immediately after, a bright light burst forth, accompanied by a loud burp from Little Snowball. Asterisk. Burp. Asterisk. It's getting bigger. Lin Ze was astonished. Huh. Is it really about to evolve? It's so bright. A blinding light filled the entire room, and in the next moment, the small, adorable Little Snowball transformed into a cute, humanoid child. New information appeared on the system panel. Name, Ice Crystal Soul. Attribute, Ice. Level, Tier 2, Stage 2. Growth rate, 0%. Skills, Ice Spike, Absolute Zero Field. Path, Queen. Next evolution form, Snow Maiden. Requirements: achieve 100% growth rate, 1020 mid-grade ice element essences, 1 heart of ice and snow. Lin Ze held his breath as he looked at Little Snowball. No, he should call it Ice Crystal Soul. Now thinking to himself, the evolution was a success. The system showed Ice Crystal Soul's level as Tier 2, Stage 2. Lin Ze couldn't help but be amazed. It jumped an entire major tier just like that. He thought to himself, in awe. For the graduating students of Binhai First High School, the average power level of a pet beast is somewhere between Tier 1, Stage 3 to Stage 5. I can't believe I jumped straight to Tier 2. At that moment, Ice Crystal Soul pressed itself against Lin Ze's face. He shivered. So cold. Just being near it is enough to make me feel cold. The air in the room felt like it was freezing over, turning the space into a frigid domain. It seems its strength has increased even more than I imagined. Just then, the system panel appeared before Lin Ze's eyes again. First, evolution complete. received 100 achievement points and 1 reinforcement stone. He smirked, thinking to himself, if the system hadn't pointed out exactly what materials Little Snowball needed to evolve, no one would ever use these items. To raise such a weak pet beast. Without hesitation, his fingers moved swiftly and tapped the button. Claim. He was confident. This gamble had definitely paid off. He then chose to withdraw the items, and in the next moment, the 2 precious materials materialized before him. The room was filled with a sparkling light, a soul stone and a reinforcement stone. Lin Ze stared at the 2 items, his heart pounding with excitement. The soul stone can increase soul strength, and soul strength determines the number and level of pet beasts you can contract. Furthermore, the reinforcement stone directly enhances my own physique. This is crucial. He immediately swallowed both items. Lin Ze felt as if his inner power had been unleashed. His eyes suddenly glowed brightly, and his entire body felt like it had been reborn. A surge of power coursed through him, sparking with electricity. It seemed to be a sign of evolution. Just then, the system updated Lamtrock's status. Physique increased from 1 to 2, soul from 0.8 to 1.8, and soul power from 80 to 180. Pet. Ice Soul Crystal, Tier 2, Stage 2. Achievement points, 123. Lamtrock clenched his fist and punched the wall, clearly feeling the power surging through his body. He no longer felt the cold, but instead felt a continuous stream of power flowing out. Watching the bricks from the wall crumble easily, he thought to himself that even though he didn't need to fight personally, having a strong physique was always a good thing. In a dangerous situation, his chances of survival would be greatly increased. At that moment, the ice crystal orb hugging Lamtrock's leg let out a small, frightened whimper. Ahwa! Suddenly, a thought flashed in his mind. He had to go all in. Lamtrock didn't hesitate any longer and decided to use up all his achievement points. Immediately after, he transferred all the newly acquired energy to the ice crystal orb, consuming all his achievement points. Level up. The system responded quickly. Tier 2, Stage 2, 100% growth. With 123 achievement points, its level became Tier 2, Stage 4, with 24% growth. Looking at the information before him, Lamtrock broke into a confident smile, thinking that at tomorrow's assessment, he would definitely leave them all stunned. The next morning, as Lamtrock was on his way to the assessment, a clear voice called out from behind him. It was Quan Nin. Hey, are you all prepared? Lamtrock turned around, full of confidence. Of course. I'm going to get my Beast Tamer qualification today too. Quan Nin replied cheerfully. That's great. But then, she asked curiously, hey, why are you so motivated all of a sudden? Before, you would have never even considered participating. Lamtrock shrugged, gave a faint smile, his eyes turning sharp. Because people change. Not far away, a group of female students were gossiping. One of them said with clear jealousy, who's that? That's Quan Nin, the genius 3rd year, from Bin Hai No. 1 High School. Why is she always hanging out with that loser? The blonde girl next to her showed her disgust. Who knows? I heard Chao Hung confess to her yesterday and got rejected. What? Why does everyone like her so much? What's so great about her anyway? The other girl heard this and warned her to avoid trouble. Shh, keep your voice down. Lamtrock heard every word of their gossip but paid it no mind, thinking to himself, Quan Nin is my cousin, and she's also the genius of Bin Hai No. 1 High School, so she always has plenty of admirers and jealous haters. But she never seems to care about what others think. Suddenly, Quan Nin pulled his arm, her voice full of excitement. Hey, are you really going to use Little Snowball for the qualification assessment? Lamtrock nodded without hesitation. Of course. Don't you dare underestimate Little Snowball. Quan Nin laughed, pulling him into a hug around his head, and said happily, if we both pass today, let's go celebrate. Lamtrock was a bit surprised as his face was pressed against Quan Nin's ample chest. He let out a small, embarrassed yelp. Whoa. Quan Nin didn't seem to mind, and continued, there's a shop I've been wanting to try for a long time. Lamtrock, still blushing, didn't know what to do. Yeah. But just then, an angry voice shouted, Quan Nin, you stop right there. A girl stormed over, her eyes filled with rage. She's the one who stole my man. Quan Nin frowned. Who are you, and who is this boyfriend of yours? The girl bristled with anger and screamed, it's Chao Hung. Quan Nin raised an eyebrow, recalling the guy with the ridiculous rainbow-colored hair and a cheesy red rose trying to win her over. She replied with boredom, oh, you mean that punk? Quan Nin gave a cold smile, crossing her arms in front of her chest. Sorry, I'm not interested in him. He did confess to me, but I turned him down. The girl growled, though she looked somewhat cute. You're lying. You must have led him on first. Then Quan Nin pulled Lam Troc's hand and said coldly, "Let's go. We don't need to waste time explaining things to them. We have more important things to do." The young man standing next to the girl stepped forward, clenched his fist, and grabbed Quan Nin's shoulder with his other hand. "Hey, acting like I'm not even here? Did I say you could leave? If you mess with my little sister, don't blame me for what happens next." Quan Nin struggled and shouted, "Let go." But as soon as she broke free, the young man stepped up, his eyes full of provocation. His fist flew. "Damn it, you little brat, have a taste of this." Before Quan Nin could react, Lam Trake stepped in front of her, his eyes cold. He blocked the punch with one hand. The girl crossed her arms, tilting her head up with contempt. "Her cousin's a total loser. Everybody knows that." The young man smirked. "Trying to be the hero, saving the damsel in distress? Why don't you take a look at yourself and see what you're made of?" Hearing this, Lam Trok snapped. With a single punch, he sent the guy flying several meters away. Seeing this, his younger sister standing beside him shouted, "Brother." Lam Trok stepped closer and calmly said to the guy, "I'm her brother. If you have a problem, you can take it up with me." Hearing this, the guy scowled, looking like he wanted to eat him alive. Meanwhile, Quan Nin, who had been watching the situation unfold, thought to herself that she never realized Lam Trok was so formidable. Lam Trok himself was amazed, never expecting the physical enhancement to grant him so much strength. The young man was furious, raising his hand in a summoning posture. "If you're looking to die, then don't you dare blame me." He thrust his hand forward and yelled, "Summon." Instantly, a bright light flashed, and a Tier 2, Phase 1, beast-type shadow wolf appeared. Its entire body was covered in grayish-blue markings, and its eyes glowed, radiating a cold, murderous aura. "That's a Tier 2, Phase 1, beast-type shadow wolf." He burst out laughing, his voice dripping with mockery. "Haha, you two high school kids actually want to face my Tier 2 shadow wolf?" Quan Nin flinched upon hearing this. She thought it over carefully. "That's right. My pet beast is only at Tier 1, Phase 7 right now. Even if I'm confident in it, the chances of winning are slim." But there was no other choice. Just as Quan Nin was mustering the courage to fight the guy, a figure stepped in front of her. Lam Trok stepped forward. She quickly shouted, "Bro, what are you doing? Bro, don't tell me you're going to use Little Snowball to fight him?" Lam Trake narrowed his eyes, ready for battle, and told Quan Nin, "If you get injured, it'll affect your aptitude assessment. Just leave this to me." The mocking laughter of the other sister rang out again. "Ha ha ha, have you gone mad from fear? You're just the guy with the worst aptitude in Bin Hai. How dare you act so tough? Big brother, teach them a lesson." Hearing that, the guy's spirits surged as he commanded his pet beast, "Get them." Just then, a faint blue light suddenly flashed. Little Snowball, Lam Trak's pet beast, appeared before everyone. But what stunned them all was that it was no longer an ordinary Little Snowball. From a tiny spirit beast, Little Snowball had transformed into a new form. Its eyes shone brightly, and an icy aura filled the air. Quan Nin was stunned. "Is this Little Snowball?" Lam Trok turned back and explained to her in a cheerful tone. Little Snowball evolved. Seeing his own pet beast frozen by a single move from Little Snowball, the guy desperately shouted, "Move, damn it." The Shadow Wolf witnessed Little Snowball's new power. Lam Trok quickly explained to Quan Nin, "It's called the Ice Crystal Soul now." The blonde-haired guy turned pale and yelled, "No, that's impossible. You're just a high school student. The highest your pet could be is Tier 1, Phase 9. How could you possibly one-shot my Tier 2 beast?" Seeing this, the sister grew fearful and scrambled backward in a panic. "Big brother, what do we do now?" He grit his teeth, but deep down, he knew he had already lost. With no other choice, he gave the order, "I can't believe he also has a Tier 2 pet that's even higher level. We've lost. Let's go." "Hey," but just as he turned his back, Lam Trok's cold voice rang out. "Did I say you two could leave?" His breath caught in his throat. The blonde-haired guy looked at the Ice Crystal Soul, which was ready to attack, and gulped nervously. "I'm sorry, sir. We were wrong." Lam Trok gave a faint smile. "Am I the one you two should be apologizing to?" Left with no choice, the blonde-haired guy immediately turned to Quan Nin, bowing his head in complete humiliation. "I'm so sorry, Student Quan. We were in the wrong. Please forgive us this time. When I get home, I'll teach Chu Hung a lesson." The sister cried out resentfully, "Big brother." Immediately after, a fist flew straight into her face, accompanied by his threatening words, "What are you spacing out for? Why aren't you apologizing already?" Quan Nin crossed her arms and glanced at them for a moment, then sighed. "Forget it. You guys can go." The two of them trembled as they bowed their heads. "Yes, yes." On the other side, Lam Trake patted the Ice Crystal Soul's head while praising it with a bright smile. "Good job. As soon as the words left his mouth, the two bullies scrambled away. Quan Nin turned to him, her eyes sparkling. Bro, you're so amazing. How did you do that? That was a tier 2 shadow wolf. She looked at Little Snowball. No, the ice crystal soul. Unable to hide her curiosity. What's an ice crystal soul? Can Little Snowball really evolve? Lambtrack nodded, but had no intention of explaining right away. Yeah, but we're running out of time. We can talk about this later. We need to hurry to the location for the aptitude assessment. With that, the two quickly left, heading towards the Beast Tamer Association building. Before them stood a colossal rock, the Origin Stone. Quan Nin's eyes widened, surrounded by the murmurs of the crowd. Is that the Origin Stone? It's huge, but it doesn't seem that surprising. Lambtrack didn't answer, but a glint of determination flashed in his eyes as he thought to himself, this is the last qualification assessment of the year, and some people will permanently lose their right to become Beast Tamers. And those who succeed will join the Beast Tamer Academy and start a new life. He clenched his fists. I have to succeed. A voice rang out, pulling everyone back to reality. It was a man leading a group of people towards the stage. Welcome, everyone, to today's Apprentice Beast Tamer Qualification Assessment. Each of you entering has received a small bronze medal, engraved with the words, low rank, mid rank, high rank, and super rank. This is the key to entering the illusory realm of the Origin Stone. You must choose the difficulty of the challenge you will face. The more difficult the trial you overcome, the richer the rewards will be. Please look at the screen. An information panel appears on the large screen, displaying the difficulty levels and their corresponding rewards. Low rank difficulty. Upon completion, you will receive the Apprentice Beast Tamer qualification, Soul +1, and your tamed beast's growth rate will increase by 5%. Mid-rank difficulty. Upon completion, you will receive the Apprentice Beast Tamer qualification, Soul +2, and your tamed beast's growth rate will increase by 10%. High-rank difficulty. Upon completion, you will be promoted to Trainee Beast Tamer, Soul +3, and Physique +2. Your designated tamed beast's growth rate will increase by 20%, and you will unlock a second beast taming slot. Super rank difficulty. Upon completion, you will be promoted to Trainee Beast Tamer, Soul +5, Physique +3. Your designated tamed beast's growth rate will increase by 30%, and you will unlock a second beast taming slot. The crowd gasped. The rewards were unbelievably tempting. One candidate exclaimed, his eyes full of longing. Man, if only I could pass the super rank difficulty. But immediately, a mocking voice cut in. Keep dreaming. Not even 1/10 of the people can pass high rank, let alone that. You should just focus on passing low rank to get your qualification and be done with it. Quan Nin turned to Lin Ze and asked curiously, Brother, which one are you going to choose? Before Lin Ze could answer, the announcer spoke up again. Before you all choose your test difficulty, I have a piece of advice for you. This will affect your future development, so please consider carefully and choose a difficulty level that matches your own strength. When the time was up, the screen displayed the statistics. Low rank, 46 people. Mid rank, 10 people. High rank, 1 person. Super rank, 1 person. The atmosphere erupted into chaos. Am I seeing things? Someone actually chose super rank. Another person chimed in. Yeah, that guy must still be half asleep. Another one shouted. What kind of time is this to let your hand slip? What an absolute moron. One guy even stated with certainty, whoever that is, they're definitely not getting into the Beast Tamer Academy this year. But regardless of the chatter around him, Lin Ze stood firm in his decision, his eyes shining with resolve. Beside him, Quan Nin stared wide-eyed at the information panel that had just appeared, her voice filled with astonishment. Brother, you actually chose super rank. If you fail this year, you won't be able to get into the Beast Tamer Academy. Lin Ze chuckled, a glint of confidence in his eyes. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. The people around them started murmuring when they realized who he was. So it was him? He's the one who chose super rank? A few new students frowned, while some whispered mockingly, did he misclick? Is this guy an idiot or something? A deep, steady voice rang out, drawing everyone's attention. Hey kid, did you not hear what I just said? You're supposed to choose carefully. The man looked at him doubtfully, but Lin Ze didn't flinch. This was a decision I made after careful consideration. The man raised an eyebrow, his gaze turning sharp. Are you saying you think you can pass the super rank difficulty? Lin Ze remained firm. Of course. A loud laugh erupted from the blue-haired man. Haha, young people are always so passionate. I gave you my advice. If you still want to play with fire, be my guest. After all the candidates had made their choice, he raised his hand and announced, if everyone has made their selection, then I declare, the test begins. Lin Ze felt a bright light envelop him. When he opened his eyes again, he had entered the virtual world of the Origin Stone. Watching from the outside, the man looked at him with great interest. Lin Ze, was it? How interesting. Lin Ze opened his eyes, feeling the distinct change in his surroundings, and confirmed, "Looks like I've entered the virtual world of the Origin Stone." The system quickly provided information. Any injuries sustained in the virtual world will not affect your real body, including the death of a tamed beast. Lin Ze's lips curved into a smirk. Well then, there's nothing to worry about. I can go all out. Just as he settled in, a notification appeared before his eyes. You have an unclaimed achievement. First victory, defeat a shadow wolf. Lin Ze was stunned for a moment, then burst out laughing. Holy crap. I can even access the system in here? Claim it. Immediately, the system announced, you have received 100 achievement points and a 1-star soul crystal. Without hesitation, he commanded, use the 100 achievement points and the soul crystal now. He hit claim. His stats changed instantly. Soul attribute. 1.8 increased to 2.8. Growth rate. 24% to 44%. Tier 2. Stage 4 increased to Tier 2. Stage 6. Lin Ze narrowed his eyes. With this, my chances of winning are even higher. As the next battle began, his opponent appeared before him. A beast appeared, its entire body covered in a crimson red. A notification panel quickly displayed its information. This was a fire lizard. A fire type. Tier 1. Stage 7. He frowned slightly. Wasn't this supposed to be super hard mode? Why is it just a Tier 1 monster? The fire lizard shrieked and began to spew waves of flames. He immediately summoned his pet beast, Ice Crystal Soul, and commanded, use the Ice Spike skill. As the Ice Crystal Soul appeared, the very air seemed to freeze over, and it effortlessly shattered the fire lizard's flame attacks. He mused to himself, Ice Crystal Soul, Ice Spike. Looks like my Ice Spike is the superior skill here. Once the first level was cleared, an announcement rang out. First of 5 levels cleared, continuing the challenge. This time, the opponent was a skeleton. And the screen displayed the monster's info. Mummy. Undead type. Tier 1. Stage 9. Lin Ze smirked and shook his head. A Tier 1, Stage 9 monster might be a challenge for others, but for me, this is just child's play. The voice of the man in charge echoed from a distance, tinged with amusement. You damn brat, you just got lucky with a type advantage. The real challenge begins now. But just as quickly, Lin Ze cleared the stage with ease. After the second monster was defeated, Lin Ze proceeded to the next level. The system announced, second level cleared. Continuing the challenge. In front of him, a giant, dark shadow emerged. This was the withered beast, a plant type. Tier 2. Stage 2. Lin Ze clenched his fists. The real fight was about to begin. The man watching from the sidelines silently calculated. Judging by its looks, that kid's pet is a Tier 2, Stage 1, at most. He's facing a Tier 2, Stage 2, withered beast. Even if the kid is a natural-born genius, there's no way he's clearing this stage. The battle erupted, and Lin Ze ordered his Ice Crystal Soul to attack first. The chilling ice spike shot forward, but it only managed to leave a few small cracks on the withered beast's tough hide. This beast's hide is unbelievably thick. It actually blocked the ice spike. Its crimson eyes flashed with rage as it sensed its opponent's killing intent. 2 vines shot out from the monster, wrapping tightly around the Ice Crystal Soul and completely immobilizing it. The man watching from a distance shook his head and chuckled smugly. Haha. That rookie is impressive, but this is the end of the line for him. But soon after, a horrifying scream erupted from the withered beast. It sounded like it was crying for help. Lin Ze roared a command, Arctic Domain. Suddenly, a blizzard raged around the Ice Crystal Soul. It froze the ground solid, slowing the withered beast's movements. Lin Ze's voice dropped. Did you really think we only have one skill? Ice Spike. Again. This time, the spike slammed directly into a frozen weak point on the withered beast's body. With a loud bang, its colossal body crashed to the ground. It's over. The screen lit up again with the results. Third gate cleared successfully. Proceeding to the final 2 gates. All around, sounds of lament could be heard. Damn it, I was so close to killing that pet beast. Another guy sat there weeping. 2 years in a row. I've failed again. Meanwhile, the very same guy who had mocked Lin Ze earlier was now complaining, I can't believe how hard the 5th gate was. A Tier 1, Stage 6, pet beast of all things. The guy standing next to him started boasting loudly. Ha ha ha, I passed. I'm officially an apprentice Beast Tamer now. The others who heard this cursed him under their breath. Bastard. Suddenly, a terrified scream cut through the air, and all eyes shot towards the monolith. That's a vicious claw monster. It's a Tier 2 pet beast. Why is a Tier 2 beast appearing in the apprentice qualification test? Bewildered, they all looked toward Lin Ze. Someone exclaimed in shock, "Hey, isn't that the guy who's doing the super hard challenge?" The system immediately announced, "Fourth gate cleared. The final gate will now begin." Lin Ze stood still and breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, the last round. All around, astounded eyes were locked on him. Someone mumbled, "How is that guy so powerful? I know every top student from the local high schools, and he's not one of them." Meanwhile, Guanning was overjoyed at achieving her goal. "I did it! I'm an apprentice Beast Tamer." Guanning asked worriedly, "How is brother Lin Ze doing?" The crowd around her was buzzing with astonishment. "Wow, so strong." Guanning wondered aloud. "What's going on?" After checking the monolith, Guanning gasped in admiration. Did Lin Ze already clear the fourth gate of the super hard challenge? That's incredible. Someone in the crowd shouted, "He's out! He's out!" A fresh wave of shocked murmurs swept through the area. What kind of monster is that? The screen displayed its information. Saber-toothed lion, wild beast type, Tier 2, Stage 5. The crowd was in an uproar. "A saber-toothed lion," one of them exclaimed, certain that Lin Ze couldn't possibly pass this time. "This is just insane. There's no way a rookie student can win against that." Amidst all the astonished stares, Lin Ze stood next to his ice crystal soul, calmly sizing up his opponent. Finally, he thought, someone who can actually put up a fight. First, the saber-toothed lion lunged forward with terrifying speed, its sharp claws tearing through the wind. Lin Ze yelled, "Ice cone!" But just as the ice cone shot forward, the saber-toothed lion dodged and countered with a sneak attack from its claws. Lin Ze couldn't help but exclaim, "So fast." A sneak attack with its claws. The man watching from afar nodded. "Let's see what new tricks you have this time. Young man, I admit you're skilled, but this is where your journey ends." Lin Ze clenched his fists. His ice soul was exhausted after 4 consecutive battles, while the saber-toothed lion was still full of energy. He thought that although the ice soul was 1 level higher than the saber-toothed lion, a pet beast's strength isn't determined solely by its level. It also depends on its attributes, condition, the environment, and the Beastmaster's own combat power. All of these are factors that influence the outcome of a battle, and the Ice Soul was already in a weakened state after fighting 4 matches in a row. On the other hand, the saber-toothed lion is a pet beast that excels in one-on-one situations. Its speed and power are definitely higher than the Ice Soul's, so this was clearly going to be a tough fight. If this keeps up, I might actually lose. He took a deep breath, focusing on finding an opening. An idea flashed in his mind. I have to find an opportunity. He ordered the Ice Soul to get ready. The saber-toothed lion charged. Just as it was about to close in, Lin Ze shouted, "Now's the chance. Ice Cone." The Ice Cone shot straight at the opponent's front leg, causing it to lose its balance. At the same time, the Ice Soul unleashed a decisive blow. The crowd had no idea what just happened. What's going on? The observers held their breath, waiting for the result. A bewildered voice asked, "Is it a draw? How is that even scored?" Suddenly, someone shouted, "No, that's not it. Everybody, look." Appearing before everyone's eyes was the image of the saber-toothed lion, pierced by hundreds of ice shards, lying completely immobilized on the ground. The man's voice rang out, full of astonishment. He can actually fight on par with a second-order, 5th-stage saber-toothed lion? In that case, his pet beast must be at least at the second order, 5th stage as well. This kid is really good at hiding his strength. In the arena, Lin Ze stood firm, his sharp gaze fixed on the saber-toothed lion before him. He thought to himself, this battle can't drag on any longer. At that moment, the man suddenly recalled what Lin Ze had said before. This is the result of my careful consideration. The saber-toothed lion let out a heaven-shaking roar, its sharp claws scraping violently against the ground. Its bright amber eyes were filled with killing intent. The pure white fur on its body trembled slightly. A cold aura, characteristic of the far northern poles, radiated outwards, causing the surrounding air to freeze. It easily withstood the Ice Soul's attack. Blockade. It was only then that Lin Ze realized, that's right, the saber-toothed lion is originally a pet beast from extremely cold regions. Therefore, they have very high resistance to severe cold. Lin Ze frowned. I'm being countered. Right at that moment, a mechanical voice echoed in Lin Ze's mind. System notification. New achievement unlocked. Pet Beast has used a skill a total of 10 times, receiving 100 achievement points. Activating Pet Beast skill unlock function. Lin Ze raised an eyebrow, thinking to himself, Oh, what's this skill unlock function now? Immediately, 3 new skills appeared on the status panel before his eyes. Arctic Shackles, a control skill that manipulates ice elements to condense into chains. It restricts the target's movement. Unlocking requires a 40% growth rate and 50 achievement points. Ice Shield, a defensive skill, controlling ice elements to form a free-floating ice shield to defend against attacks from all directions. Unlocks with a 60% growth rate and 50 achievement points. Bone-Piercing Frost, an area of effect damage skill. It rapidly compresses a large amount of ice elements in a designated area into a single point and releases it in an instant. This creates ice attribute damage. Unlocking requires an 80% growth rate and 100 achievement points. Lin Ze couldn't help but be amazed. It can be combined with so many skills? Generally, pet beasts have at most 2 basic skills. The more skills one has, the more tactical combinations become possible. Lin Ze scanned the skill list, a glint of decisiveness in his eyes. Ice Cone was his main damage skill and relied heavily on control. Although the extreme cold field had a wide range and dealt significant damage and control, it still wasn't enough. Without hesitation, Lin Ze decided to unlock Arctic Shackles, the control skill, costing 50 achievement points. And he had 50 achievement points left. He considered using the remaining points to level up the Ice Soul. The system quickly announced, Ice Soul, 2nd Order, 7th Stage. Growth rate increased to 54%. A blinding light erupted. From the stands, successive gasps of astonishment were heard. Hey, what's with that light? Did it level up? Impossible. I didn't see him use any materials, another person questioned. Even with combat experience, the chance to level up should only come after winning, right? Someone roared in frustration. No way. Could he have a cheat? Lin Ze paid no mind to the whispers around him. He focused entirely on the battle, speaking in a low voice to the saber-toothed lion. Bring it on. The lion roared and charged straight at him. Just then, Lin Ze shouted, unleashing the chains of extreme cold. Chains of extreme cold? Instantly, icy chains shot out, binding the massive lion. It struggled desperately, but couldn't break free. It howled in pain. Lin Ze then commanded his ice crystal soul. Now, Ice Spike, a sharp icicle shot straight towards the saber-toothed lion, piercing its defenses and making it roar in agony. The pained roar echoed through the stands, leaving the spectators completely stunned. What kind of skill is that? How is this possible? The green-haired man in charge was furious, yet completely baffled. How can his pet use 3 different skills? Lin Ze smirked at the lion. Your hide is that tough, huh? Well then, let's go for another round. Hearing the command, the ice crystal soul instantly went to work. Unable to withstand the attack, the lion finally submitted. A final notification rang out from the system. Congratulations, the trial has ended. You have successfully passed the S-rank assessment. Quan Ning screamed with joy. He won! Lin Ze, you're incredible. But others, filled with doubt and rage, yelled, he really passed. That's impossible. A few of them insisted stubbornly. He definitely bribed the judges. However, a more experienced man sighed, thoughtfully assessing the situation. I never would have believed it. I've seen plenty of exceptionally talented young beastmasters, but to see one appear out of thin air and stun everyone like this, that's a first for me. The system updated again, displaying his new stats. Lin Ze, physique, from 2 to 5. Soul, from 2.8 to 7.8. Rank, apprentice. Soul power, 780. Soul arts, none. Beast pet. Ice crystal soul. Achievement points. Ice crystal soul, tier 3, stage 1, growth rate, 84%. Skills, ice spike, domain of extreme cold, and chains of extreme cold. Lin Ze thought to himself, no wonder this is the reward for clearing an S-rank difficulty trial. The power boost is insane. The system announced again, you may now form a contract with a second beast pet. Lin Ze raised an eyebrow, his curiosity piqued. What will my second contract be? Looks like I'll have to pay a visit to the beast pet shop. Right after, the system updated again. Trainee Beastmaster has passed the assessment. First purification rite completed. Completion reward, 200 achievement points and 1 soul stone. Just as Lin Ze sat down, another notification appeared. Rewards have been distributed. Please exit the testing area. He was still a bit dazed as the surrounding crowd rushed over to him. Hey, classmate, how did you do that? Even the guys who had looked down on him before were now eagerly asking questions. Hey man, where'd you get that ice-type pet? I've never seen one like it before, another one asked, trying to butter him up. Dude, you're seriously amazing. Just then, Quan Ning came running from across the room, throwing his arms around Lin Ze from behind with a massive grin. Bro, I knew you'd succeed. I knew it. This is so awesome. All eyes were now focused on Lin Ze. After a stunning performance that had left everyone speechless, the head examiner stepped forward, his gaze calm but now filled with respect. Young man, your performance was simply astonishing. I take back what I said before. Your confidence clearly comes from strength, not reckless arrogance. This statement sent a wave of shock through the entire audience. An examiner is apologizing to a student. Unbelievable. Lin Ze calmly offered a slight smile, his voice gentle but firm. Don't worry about it. The examiner immediately extended an invitation to join their association. Your name is Lin Ze, correct? Would you be interested in joining our Beastmaster Association? You would be granted a reserve position with a generous salary and full benefits. This won't conflict with your application to the Beastmaster Academy. Upon graduation, you would immediately become a full-fledged officer in the association. What do you say? The entire hall erupted into chaos. To be scouted by the Beastmaster Association at this stage was an incredibly rare opportunity. Quan Ning's jaw dropped. Bro, hurry up and say yes. Normally, only the absolute best graduates from the academy are even eligible to take the entrance exam for the association. The competition is brutal, like an entire army trying to cross a single log bridge. Despite this, Lin Ze was hesitant. He thought, it's true. If I accept now, I won't have to worry about tuition or living expenses for my 4 years at the academy. Plus, everyone would look up to me. But I know there's no such thing as a free lunch. The more I take now, the more I'll owe in the future. Besides, the association has too many rules. I don't want to lose my freedom just yet. He looked up at the man and bowed slightly. Examiner, sir, thank you for your kind offer, but I've given it some thought, and I'd prefer to decide after I graduate. Lin Ze's answer left many people in shock. Another boy quickly spoke up. Sir, if he's not going, what about me? The examiner let out a soft snort. Then he turned and walked away, leaving the boy with a look of bewildered disappointment. Before leaving, the examiner's sharp gaze swept over Lin Ze as he thought, this kid is good. At his current rate of development, he's sure to be 100 times stronger than he is now. At that point, he'll be able to demand the highest level of benefits from the Beast Tamer Association, instead of the meager benefits he has now. After a moment of thought, the examiner nodded and said, if that's the case, then I won't force you. If you ever have a need or change your mind, you can come find me at any time. Only then did he reveal his identity. The name that rang out was He Zhen Wen. When the test ended, Lin Ze left the hall, but he hadn't gone far before he was stopped. Guan Ning, wait for us. Guan Ning made the introductions. Bro, this is my classmate from the next class over, Liu Xian. And this is Zhang Xiaoyun. Liu Xian pulled Guan Ning aside and whispered, Guan Ning, we want to get your brother's contact info. Meanwhile, the bolder Zhang Xiaoyun ran right up to Lin Ze and said shyly, hey, can we be friends? We've had our eye on you for a while now. We should all hang out together sometime. Seeing this, Liu Xian also chimed in, I'm a friend from the class next door, and I really like you too. Lin Ze frowned slightly, feeling a bit awkward. We still have something to do, so if you'll excuse us, we'll be leaving first. We can add each other later. Just then, a ding sound came from his phone. It was a message. Come to the office for a moment. Lin Ze quickly left and headed to the teacher's office. As he walked in, he saw his homeroom teacher sitting there and greeted her. Ma'am, were you looking for me? The teacher, who had been sitting, suddenly stood up and pulled Lin Ze into a hug, showering him with praise. I heard you passed the super hard difficulty of the trial? That's amazing. I knew you were the one I could count on most. Caught in the embrace, Lin Ze saw his teacher's beautiful and gentle appearance, which was a world away from her usual self, who would drag him out for a scolding. Haha, she laughed and pushed a book toward him. That's right. I called you here to discuss something with you. He asked curiously, what's this? She explained, this book contains the basic skills and cultivation methods for soul arts. This is one of the mandatory courses for intern Beast Tamers, so it's best if you familiarize yourself with this course beforehand. Soul Arts. Besides their tamed beasts, they are a Beast Tamer's most important combat tool. A Beast Tamer who has cultivated powerful soul arts can even easily slay vicious beasts using only their arts, without relying on their tamed beasts at all. Not only can they coordinate with tamed beasts in battle, but they also serve as a means to protect the Beast Tamer during intense fights to avoid injury. Lin Ze opened the book, his eyes lighting up. Then he immediately looked up at his teacher gratefully, his heart filled with determination. Thank you, ma'am. I'll go practice this right away. The teacher smiled with satisfaction. Go on. If you run into any difficulties in the future, just come find me. When he got home, Lin Ze opened the book and began to study. The very first page had information on Soul Guard. This effect creates a shield of soul power, consuming soul power to block all damage from 360 degrees. Feeling the flow of energy circulating in his body, if he cultivated this secret technique, he chuckled softly. The early bird gets the worm. First, I'll learn the basics, and then, after I get into the Beast Tamer Academy, I can spend time learning more advanced courses. 10 minutes passed. When he opened his eyes, a bright light flashed within them. 10 minutes later, it seems I've already grasped the basics. A normal person would take several days or even months to grasp a soul art, yet I managed to learn it in just 10 minutes. Looks like a soul physique of 7.8 is extremely useful, huh? Another notification rang in his head. Successfully grasped one type of soul art. Reward: 100 achievement points. Current achievement points: 350. Do you wish to consume 50 achievement points to upgrade Soul Guard? Lin Ze smiled. As expected, the system works on soul arts too. Lin Ze frowned slightly as a familiar notification panel appeared before him. Reward: 100 achievement points. Current achievement points: 350. Do you wish to consume 50 achievement points to upgrade Soul Guard? Lin Ze let out a soft laugh, thinking to himself, I can't believe I accidentally earned so many achievement points. I'd better upgrade this life-saving skill by 2 levels. After making his selection, the system panel announced, consumed 100 achievement points. Remaining points: 250. Soul Guard is now at stage 3. A warm current spread throughout Lin Ze's body. He could feel that the protective layer around his soul had changed. It felt like the shield was both thicker and larger, big enough to hold 3 or 4 people. This feels amazing. Looking at the status panel, his remaining soul power was 770. He calculated silently. It seems each use of Soul Guard only consumes 10 points of soul power. My soul power limit is 780, so I can cast it 78 times. His eyes flashed as he remembered something important. Speaking of soul, model. The stone I received for my achievement as an apprentice beastmaster still hasn't been used. I guess it's time I used it. Instantly, a notification panel appeared. Soul increased from 7.8 to 8.8, and soul power increased from 780 to 880. Lin Ze took a deep breath, feeling the new power flowing through his body. He thought that with so much soul power, using it only for a defensive layer was a bit of a waste. I need to learn 2 more skills. He decided to learn 2 new skills. Soul Arrow, which concentrates spiritual energy at the fingertip before firing it, and Soul Shockwave, which concentrates spiritual energy, gathers it into the fist, and then unleashes it. Lin Ze began testing his new skills. The soul bullet shot from his finger with high precision, no different from an arrow. Just then, the notification panel appeared again, consumed 10 points of soul power. Although its power isn't great, its accuracy is as good as an arrow shot. He continued by testing the Soul Shockwave. Let's try this one next. A powerful shockwave erupted, creating a dent in the ground. Lin Ze's eyes widened in amazement. The notification panel also displayed, consumed 30 points of soul power. Is it really this powerful? Another notification appeared before him. You have successfully learned 3 soul techniques. Reward received: 1 bottle of soul nourishing potion. The soul nourishing potion can quickly restore all soul power. Lin Ze clenched the bottle, deciding to save it for a critical moment. Its effect is very practical, but I have to wait for a critical moment to use it. He looked at the results he had just achieved. Soul Arrow and Soul Shockwave have both been upgraded to level 2. Clicking on the notification panel, consumed 100 achievement points. 150 achievement points remaining. Soul Arrow and Soul Shockwave have been upgraded to level 2. He looked at his remaining points. He felt it was best to save them for later. Right now, the next important task was to earn money. I'll save the remaining achievement points for when I need them. If I can make some money tomorrow, I need to buy a second pet beast. The next morning, arriving at the mission center, Lin Ze thought to himself, this is the first time I've ever taken on a quest to earn money. With my current abilities, taking on some normal level quests shouldn't be a problem. Lin Ze carefully selected from the list. Repel the ghost dragonflies near Yangshan village. Reward: 20,000. Kill the blazing eagle on highway 302. Reward: 30,000. Clear out the ghost fish occupying Looming Lake. Reward: 10,000. Exterminate the armored beetles in Sungzong Valley. Reward: 40,000. Lin Ze smirked. Of course, I'm choosing the one with the biggest reward, but as soon as he confirmed it, another notification appeared. As you are currently an apprentice beastmaster, for your safety, you have been paired with 3 teammates. The reward will be split evenly. Lin Ze's eye twitched. He said angrily, "What the hell is this scam? I can handle this on my own." The screen then displayed a message. Please arrive at Songzong Valley before 2 p.m. At Songzong Valley, Lin Ze finally arrived. In front of him were the 3 teammates he had just been paired with. "You finally made it," Lin Ze replied. "Hello." A man looked him up and down and sneered. "Kid, we've been waiting half a day for you. Haven't you graduated yet?" The one who just spoke was the low-level beastmaster Zhang Lei. Another person, who looked tougher, crossed his arms. His voice dripped with mockery. Why'd they pair us with some rookie who hasn't even graduated? This was the low-level beastmaster, Zhao Mingshan. The only girl in the group smiled sweetly at Lin Ze. "Geez, you two are scaring him." She was the low-level beastmaster Wang Shuyun. She moved closer and winked at him. "Hey, handsome, just stick with your big sis later, okay?" Lin Ze forced a smile. "That's right. I haven't graduated yet. I'll be in your care." Hearing this, Wang Shuyun laughed happily. Hey, what a good boy." Zhao Mingshan shot her a look, pouting with disgust. "Hey, are you fawning over some boy again? Get serious. This mission might be tougher than you think. Try not to get yourself killed." Wang Shuyun puffed her cheeks and huffed. "What?" Zhao Mingshan spoke up, his expression serious. "I'll be the temporary captain of this team. When we get to the mission point, you will follow my instructions. And when that time comes, your share of the mission reward will be smaller. Got it?" Lin Ze smirked, silently sneering to himself. These people were all unqualified to be admitted to the Beastmaster Academy, relying only on a few beast taming tricks they'd picked up in high school to carry out survival missions. But on the outside, he just calmly and cheerfully replied, "Let's just distribute it based on contribution. The more you do, the more you get." Zhang Lei snorted coldly. "At least you know your place. Then let's go." The group quickly entered the mission area. Under the crimson sunset, a swarm of giant armored beetles was lurking among the mossy rocks. Suddenly, a beetle lunged out from the shadows. Wang Shuiyun screamed, "Ah!" Zhao Mingshan spoke up. "All right, we just need to fill that hole and kill these armored insects, and we're done." With that, he summoned his pet beast. "Come on out." The screen showed that Zhao Mingshan's pet beast was a wild-type rhinoceros, a Tier 2, Level 5 beast. Standing nearby, Truong Loi wasn't about to be outdone and summoned his own beast. "Watch this." The Wind Iron Mantis, a Tier 2, Level 6 insect-type attacker. Vuong Tuyet Van turned and winked at Lam Trak. "Little brother, just stay behind me, okay?" Then, she also summoned her beast, the Terror Wasp, a Tier 2, Level 5 insect-type attacker. In the dark underground, a tense atmosphere filled the air. Facing the massive swarm of armored insects, Lam Trak's eyes remained cold and unwavering. He thought to himself, "First, let's see what you guys are capable of. Then I'll make my move." Triu Min Sun, pumped up, roared and commanded everyone, "Charge, kill every last one of them for me." He waved his hand, directing his beast, a mighty rhinoceros. Savage charge. The rhino rushed forward, its sharp horn piercing straight through an armored insect, flinging it away. But just then, many more insects poured out from the cave, swarming around them. Seeing this, Truong Loi scoffed coldly. "You brute." He waved his hand, ordering his beast, a sharp-looking mantis. "Now, watch me." Scythe blade slash. The blades on the mantis's arms flashed with light as it slashed towards the armored insects. But the hard-shelled insects only retreated a little before immediately charging forward again. Vuong Tuyet Van, not wanting to lose, commanded her swarm of terror wasps. "Don't even think about it. Wasps, go." Poison needle barrage. A volley of poison needles shot out, embedding themselves in the armored insects' outer shells. Some of them were hit by the poison and began to convulse violently. Just then, Truong Loi turned to Lam Trak and said, "So, newbie, the 3 of us work pretty slick together, don't we? You just need to stand on the sidelines and cheer." Vuong Tuyet Van smiled smugly, turning to Lam Trak. "Still want that reward money? Just think of it as a tuition fee, little brother. I'll share some of my points with you later. All you have to do is stay behind me and protect yourself." Lam Trak remained silent, his eyes focused and observant. Suddenly, all the armored insects stood up. He thought to himself, "This is bad." A series of flashy attacks, but they posed no real threat to the bugs at all. A deafening roar echoed from deep within the cave. Vuong Tuyet Van jumped, whipping her head around. What was that sound? From the darkness, several giant shadows began to emerge. The armored insects seemed to be calling for reinforcements. Truong Loi's face paled. "There are more of them coming out of the cave." But then he realized, it didn't seem like they were looking for backup. Lamtrak finally spoke up. Could it be that there's a larger armored insect king inside? Suddenly, the other three beasts collapsed to the ground, as if they had lost all their strength. Trong Loi shouted, "Quick, recall your beasts, or these armored insects will kill them." Triu Min-sun frantically called out, "Rhino, come back." But the rhinoceros remained motionless, its eyes glazed over. Lamtrak frowned and said in a low voice, "It's useless. The sound those armored insects just made has a paralyzing effect. Your beasts won't obey your commands anymore." Vuong Tuyet Van panicked. What do we do now? My wasps." Trong Loi gritted his teeth and glared angrily at Lamtrak. "You son of a bitch, if you knew, why didn't you say anything? You're just a useless piece of trash who only knows how to run his mouth." Lamtrak maintained his calm and replied coldly, "Right now, what you should be worried about isn't your beast, but your own life." Trong Loi clenched his fists, but at that exact moment, the entire swarm of armored insects surged forward, as if to take the lives of all those who had harmed them. Triu Min-sun screamed, "Run, run for your lives, or we're dead for sure." He ran while gritting his teeth. This damned mission was anything but normal. But just as the group was in despair, a faint blue light emanated, soul protection, a glowing circle enveloped them, blocking the armored insect's attack. Trong Loi's eyes widened in shock. This is a soul. Art. Only students from the Beast Tamer Academy know this. How does a high school brat like you know it? Less talk. Lamtrak smirked, his eyes sharp. You'd be wise to get behind me. He raised his hand and summoned his own beast. A chilling aura spread out, enveloping the entire cave. Ice Crystal Soul. An icy creature with shimmering wings appeared, the cold air radiating from its body causing the surrounding temperature to drop abruptly. Truong Loi's jaw dropped. What kind of beast is that? Vuong Tuyet Van stammered, I've never seen anything like it. Triu Min-sun clenched his fists and growled, I don't know either. Lamtrak stared at the armored insects, calculating silently. These insects correspond to the beast's tier, so they're at most tier 1, level 7. But their advantage is their numbers. They don't have any area of effect skills, so they fundamentally can't fight them. He let out a cold smirk, suddenly remembering a newly practiced skill. But my tier 3 ice crystal soul just so happens to be able to deal wide area damage. He raised his hand and commanded the ice crystal soul, Arctic domain. A fierce blizzard swept through, freezing the entire swarm of armored insects in an instant. Lamtrak turned back, his voice cold as he spoke to the other three. Now's your chance. You still have time to retrieve your pets, he said, adding a threat. That is, if you're willing to forfeit all of your rewards. Zhao Mingshan immediately tried to compromise upon witnessing the scene of utter destruction before him. Fine. You can have all the rewards, just as long as we can get our pets out of here safely. However, there was still one person who refused to back down. Zhang Lei roared furiously. This rotten brat dares to threaten us? Do you think you're that super-level challenger, Lin Ze? Lin Ze replied coldly. That's right. I am Lin Ze. Hearing this, Wang Shuiyun murmured, so it really was him. I was wondering how a high school student could possess this kind of power. Then she shouted, Little brother Lin Ze, please save our pets. Zhang Lei still refused to believe it, yelling arrogantly. You think I'll believe that just because you say so? I don't believe a word of this crap. Now, melt the ice so we can retrieve our pets. Just then, Zhao Mingshan stepped forward and punched Zhang Lei right in the face. You idiot! After the display of power he just showed us, does he even need to prove anything else? Seeing Zhang Lei collapse, he added a few flattering words to Lin Ze. We were truly blind not to recognize your greatness. At that moment, the ice all around them began to show signs of melting. Lin Ze quickly noticed this and turned to the group. There isn't much time. It's about to thaw. You should hurry and retrieve them, then leave before the insects wake up. Hearing this, Wang Shuiyun asked, But what about you? These insects won't die just like that. They're only under temporary control. Lin Ze remained calm as he faced the swarm of insects. He and his ice crystal soul stared at them with cold eyes as he spoke. To catch the bandits, you must first catch their king. Zhang Lei was horrified. Is this rotten brat actually planning to go inside? The group hurriedly retrieved their pets and retreated. However, Lin Ze ventured deeper into the cave, where a terrifying growl echoed from the darkness. Before descending, he instructed the others, You guys, make the most of this time. Inside the cave, Lin Ze thought, It's dark in here, but I can see clearly. Looks like the boost to my physical fitness also improved my eyesight. Huh? Just then, a swarm of insects from deeper within the cave rushed to attack the intruder him. He activated soul protection. Together with his ice crystal soul, he gathered the ice elements within the domain of extreme cold. Soul protection, soul power ice spike. Although he could block most of the insects, he realized this method wouldn't hold out for long. At this rate, no matter how much soul power I have, it won't be enough to hold them off. Then, a new idea popped into Lin Ze's head. That's right, I still have achievement points. Ice Shield is a defensive skill that controls ice elements to form a shield, allowing for free defense against attacks from any direction. It costs 50 achievement points. Icebone Nova is an area of effect damage skill that rapidly compresses a large amount of ice elements in a designated area into a single point and instantly detonates it, dealing ice-type damage. It costs 100 achievement points. At that moment, the system panel showed that he had 150 achievement points remaining. He noted with satisfaction that it was just enough to learn both. Lin Ze immediately began to strategize how to overcome this. Ice Crystal Soul has learned Ice Shield and Icebone Nova. With Ice Shield, Ice Crystal Soul can move freely without needing to stay inside the soul protection. And Icebone Nova is exactly what I need for large-scale area of effect damage. But first, I need to gather the surrounding ice elements, which I can do perfectly in combination with the domain of extreme cold. Lin Ze ordered, Ice Crystal Soul, use domain of extreme cold. The air temperature instantly plummeted, freezing their breath as frost spread through the space. Soul protection. Good, the ice elements are gathered. Now, use Icebone Nova. Icebone Nova. In an instant, a freezing blast of ice swept through, flash freezing the entire swarm of armored insects. The system panel announced, you have killed 50 corpse beetles. Seeing this, Lin Ze thought happily, the swarm has been completely shattered. This move is way too powerful. To put it simply, it's a massive explosion. Ice Crystal Soul, Tier 3, Stage 1, has advanced to Tier 3, Stage 2. Growth rate increased from 84% to 89%. Next evolution, Yuki-Ana. Ice Crystal Soul's current skills are Ice Spike, Chain of Extreme Cold, Domain of Extreme Cold, and Icebone Nova. He began to think about his next move. Pets can also level up by gaining experience through combat. Although it's a bit slow, the sheer number of bugs here makes this a great place for grinding levels. The system panel continued to display, growth rate 89%. Lin Ze looked around and thought to himself, maybe I can get Ice Crystal Soul to break through to the next stage today, huh? A roar erupted from deep within the cave, sounding incredibly angry. Growl! Lin Ze stood beside his Ice Crystal Soul, certain in his gut. Looks like their king is inside. Let's go. Far in the distance, Zhao Mingshan and Zhang Lei looked at each other. Drenched in sweat, Wang Suiyun stammered, We have to report this to the higher-ups. The danger level of this mission. Otherwise, Lin Ze will be in danger. But Zhang Lei angrily snapped at her. Why do you still care about that punk? He's just asking for a death wish. Just then, a voice came from behind them. Pardon me, is the armored insect's lair just up ahead? The foul stench of insect corpses permeated the air. Zhao Mingshan looked forward, his voice grave as he warned. That's right, the objective is still up ahead, but I'd advise you to be careful. Don't go. However, upon seeing the emblem on Luo Da's chest, the three of them cried out in shock. A bronze Beastmaster emblem. You're a bronze rank Beastmaster? Luo Da stepped forward, arrogantly holding up his Beastmaster insignia. The Beastmaster emblems issued by the association are currently divided into ranks. Bronze rank Beastmasters are in the top 30% of all Beastmasters in the world. Silver rank Beastmasters are in the top 12% of all Beastmasters in the world. And gold rank Beastmasters are in the top 3% of all Beastmasters worldwide. Luo Da stated coldly, that's correct. I am the bronze rank Beastmaster, Luo Da. The association noticed the change in the mission's difficulty, so they sent me. I'm here to clean up this mess. Wang Suiyun cried out joyfully. That's wonderful. With you here, we'll definitely succeed. Can you take us with you? Luo Da gave a faint smirk, his hand wandering up to stroke her cheek as he said flirtatiously, Little sister, if you want to see my performance, then I suppose I can take you along. He then glanced back at the other two with a look of utter contempt. As for you two, you're not qualified. Zhang Lei quickly waved his hands. No, we don't want to go anyway. Meanwhile, inside the cave, after a chaotic battle, a system notification appeared. Congratulations. You have obtained the 100 Beast Slayer achievement, receiving 300 achievement points and 1 Berserk card. Berserk card. Instantly raises the current pet beast's rank by 1 for a short period. Duration: 60 seconds. Lin Ze narrowed his eyes. 100 Beast Slayer. So there's an achievement like this, huh? I guess it's not so different from the 100 Manslayer achievement. Still, the rewards this time are pretty substantial. Except, the system announced again, Ice Crystal Soul has advanced to Tier 3, Stage 3. Growth rate at 94%. Lin Ze chuckled to himself. Looks like it's just one stage away from its next evolution. I should get going. As he turned to leave the area, a sudden, earth-shattering roar echoed through the cave. A colossal monster appeared. Holy crap. This thing is massive. According to the mission details, the armored corpse species outbreak started a week ago. That means this thing must have evolved recently. The armored insect drew closer, letting out a massive roar as it advanced. Growl. A system warning flashed. Danger. Royal corpse species detected. Armored insect type. Tier 4. Stage 1. Lin Ze was terrified, but reality and his empty wallet quickly set in. No, this is bad. But if I run now, I won't get a single cent of the reward money. I have to take the risk. Suddenly, with a loud crash, dirt and rocks went flying. Luo Da and Wang Shuiyun had arrived. Wang Shuiyun cried out in alarm. Lin Ze, thank goodness, you're really okay. Lin Ze, however, was calm. Yeah, I'm fine. What are you doing here? Just then, Luo Da appeared beside them, his eyes filled with killing intent. Seeing Lin Ze, he yelled, Huh? There's someone else here? Get back. This place is too dangerous for a kid like you. This is no place for you. He stared at the armored insect ahead and explained through gritted teeth, that thing is the legendary royal armored corpse species. This Tier 4 beast is a 1 in 10,000 mutation among the armored corpse species. It has the ability to control the entire swarm. I knew it! This thing is the mastermind behind the outbreak, Luo Da shouted, readying himself to charge forward. Now, watch me. But Lin Ze stepped forward, his voice firm. Hey, I'm the one who accepted this mission. I'll ask you to step back. This boss is mine. Luo Da flew into a rage. You little brat. Do you have any idea who you're talking to? The armored corpse species let out a roar, its overwhelming presence filling the cavern. Growl. But Luo Da remained unfazed, calmly stating his title, Bronze Rank Beastmaster, Luo Da. And who the hell are you to talk to me like that? With that, Luo Da summoned his soul beast. A Tier 3, Stage 9 giant earth rock monster. Not to be outdone, Lin Ze commanded his ice crystal soul to use its ultimate skill, Chains of Frost. In an instant, Luo Da's soul beast was completely bound, unable to move a muscle. Lin Ze gave a faint, cold smile and calmly introduced himself as well. I'm the intern Beastmaster, Lin Ze. Luo Da was stunned, but his arrogant attitude didn't falter. So you're that Lin Ze, the one who cleared the superclass difficulty trial? No wonder you have some skill. But let me tell you, after passing my own intern trial and fighting in hundreds of battles, I've already passed the bronze rank trial, Lin Ze replied nonchalantly. Yeah, I'll get there eventually. Luo Da fumed. What's that supposed to mean, you punk? Wang Shuiyun screamed. You too, stop arguing and look behind you. Look out, it's dangerous. Turns out, the golden armored bug managed to push back the stone golem and break free from its chains. Ladat's expression turned cold. What a nuisance. You little brat, I'll show you the gap between our power. Immediately after, he commanded his giant rock soul. The soul beast's entire body glowed like fire as its power surged, shattering the remaining chains and charging toward the armored bug. The system panel announced that the rock giant's current strength had increased to Tier 4, Stage 2. Lin Ze was a little surprised as he witnessed this, thinking to himself, so there's a soul art like this, huh? Ladat roared, earth and spikes. From below, giant stone pillars erupted from the ground, aiming straight for the swarm of armored bugs with terrifying power. Ladat turned to look at Lin Ze and said, being able to master a high-level enhancement-type soul art is not something everyone can do. That right there is the difference between us. Just then, a strange noise was heard. The armored bug seemed to be showing signs of waking up. At that moment, he ordered his soul beast to unleash its ultimate move, Piercing Horn Strike. After being battered by the previous attacks, this giant hidden carapace bug instantly flew into a rage. The threatening sound of its mandibles clashing began to echo ominously. An information panel appeared. The hidden carapace bug has entered a berserk state. Its combat power is now on par with Tier 4, Stage 3, and its danger level has soared. In its frenzy, the bug lunged forward and seized the stone giant, causing the entire area to tremble as immense power pulsed from it in shockwaves. Ladat couldn't help but exclaim, "This thing is definitely not easy to deal with." Having prepared in advance, Little Snowball unleashed its ice finger skill. Lin Ze coordinated with a soul power shockwave, and the two of them charged forward to attack the giant monster head-on. A deafening sound vibrated throughout the area, but when the dust settled, the attack had only left a small, insignificant dent, as if it had merely scratched an itch for the ferocious boss. Nevertheless, being provoked had angered it. It immediately flung the stone giant aside, then shifted its target to Little Snowball and Lin Ze, who were standing nearby. Observing the situation from afar, Lin Ze thought to himself, "It's time." Little Snowball began to condense new energy in its hands. Lin Ze shouted, "Arctic chains!" A chain of ice instantly shot out, wrapping tightly around the bug's horn. But in just a few seconds, it generated a powerful aftershock, shattering the chain into tiny fragments. Seeing the situation turn grim, Lin Ze quickly roared, "Ice shield!" A massive block of ice appeared in an instant, but it too quickly shattered under the monster's power. Fortunately, from behind, the stone giant managed to rush in and restrain the bug. Ladat spoke up, "Now, we're in the right position." However, the stone giant seemed unable to restrain the hidden carapace bug, its hands trembling violently before it was flung away once again. Its body slammed into a cliff face, and a cloud of dust billowed from the hole as it fell, seemingly completely exhausted. Watching the battle from the sidelines, no one expected their side to fall into such a devastating defeat. Wang Shuiyun clutched her head and screamed, "Retreat! This bug is terrifyingly strong. We have to get out of here now, or we'll all die on the spot." Looking at the scene before him, Ladat clenched his teeth in fury. "What a tough monster. I'll let you go for today, but I'll be back to learn all about you later." Surprisingly, Lin Ze and Little Snowball stepped forward, stating firmly, "No. You two go on ahead, I'll stay and take it down." Both of them were stunned. Then Ladat burst out shouting, "Kid, are you out of your mind? Didn't you see my stone giant? Even after being enhanced, it couldn't do a single thing to it." But Lin Ze immediately retorted, "You just said the difference between us is that you learned a power-enhancing soul art, right?" Ladat roared back, "Yeah, so what? What are you planning to do?" Without answering, Lin Ze simply raised his hand and activated the system's Berserk Seed card. A surge of golden power immediately erupted, forming a pillar of light that enveloped both of them. Then, he whispered, "Enhance." Faced with this unexpected scene, Ladat yelled in astonishment, You can also use a soul art to enhance power? This can't be real." Instantly, shards of icebone radiated from Little Snowball's center. Its brilliant red eyes grew even sharper as the energy, boosted by the Berserk Seed card, exploded to its absolute limit. Seeing Lin Ze's soul beast get enhanced even though he was just a student, Ladat's jaw dropped. "What is this? Are you messing with me? Who in the world is this kid?" Wang Shuiyun, standing beside him, couldn't hide her shock either. It was truly unbelievable. The system announced an update from Tier 3, with 60 seconds remaining. With a cold expression, Lin Ze thought to himself, "Only 1 minute? With my current soul skills, that's more than enough. Bring it." Both sides prepared for a new battle. The Arctic chains appeared once again. This time, the ice chain wrapped tightly around the bug's horn, and with Little Snowball now stronger, it struggled to break free. Watching the bug struggle before him, Lin Ze thought to himself, "When my ice crystal soul levels up, my skills will become even more powerful. My soul art skills are several times stronger, but I probably can't maintain this for long. In that case, I have to strike first." A soul power shockwave is instantly unleashed, aimed straight at the bug's head. Not just one, but a series of consecutive blows, as if trying to beat the opponent until it's unrecognizable. A thought flashes through my mind. I'm going to knock you out cold. System update. 40 seconds of enhancement time remaining. Due to the relentless assault, the armored corpse bug breaks its chains, its rage flaring up violently. Seeing his opponent break free from its restraints, Ladat quickly raises his hand and shouts, "Stop. If you keep fighting, you'll die from exhaustion." But Lin Ze doesn't care. Glancing back, he replies, "It's fine. I've only used half my soul. Art power. Don't worry about it." The information in front of him displays a soul power score of 400. Hearing this, Ladat nearly falls over, exclaiming, "What? How is that possible?" He came here to watch Ladat show off, but who knew Lin Ze would be the one to shine? Wang Shuiyun is just as shocked. A true genius. Maybe we really can take down this armored corpse bug. Back in the battle, the icy mist has already spread behind the bug. Little Snowball raises a finger, and a rainbow energy flashes. The skill, Icebone Nova, is unleashed, and a wave of power crashes into the bug's face. A small explosion rings out, causing it to fall backward. The pressure wave even affects Ladat and Wang Shuiyun, who are watching from the side. The bug is hit so hard that its saliva flies everywhere. Ladat exclaims, "What a great achievement. No wonder I've never seen a pet like it before." Her words seemingly cut off. Wang Shuiyun asks curiously, "What do you mean?" Ladat slowly explains, "Long ago, mythical creatures fought fiercely. Humans used the 5 main elements to end the era of chaos, and since then, the 5 elemental beasts have disappeared." Meanwhile, Lin Ze continues his assault. The system announces 30 seconds of enhancement time remaining. He says, "It's time to finish it." Ice spikes. Little Snowball clasps its hands together, and countless sharp spikes form. Its eyes glow a deep purple, preparing to deliver the decisive blow. Pushed to the brink by attacks so fierce it feels like it's about to disintegrate, the armored corpse bug thrashes wildly. It shatters the layer of ice covering its body, then dashes in one direction to find an escape route, noticing its unusual speed. Lin Ze reacts instantly, unleashing a soul power shockwave combined with Little Snowball's ice slow skill. At the same time, he shouts, "You think you can still escape?" The 2 attacks merge and strike down hard in unison. On the same spot, on the armored corpse bug's back, the dust settles to reveal a significant, deep crater. The area suddenly falls. Silent. The monster's eyes are wide with shock. Then, Lin Ze's system chimes with a notification. System reminder. You have killed the first boss, the armored corpse bug. Witnessing it from a distance, Wang Shuiyun can't contain her excitement. Raising her fists, she cheers, "We won! Lin Ze, you're my idol," seeing his impressive performance. Ladat can't help but turn pale, stammering in astonishment. You really overshadowed everyone here." Up ahead, after that series of intense attacks, Little Snowball begins to sway. The system immediately issues a warning. System reminder. The effects of the Berserk-type card have ended. As Little Snowball is about to collapse, Lin Ze rushes to catch it, gently encouraging it. "You did an amazing job." New information appears. Ice Crystal Soul has upgraded to Stage 3, Rank 5, with a growth rate of 100%. Evolution material requirement. 10 high-grade ice crystals to complete the evolution process. Gazing at Little Snowball, sleeping peacefully. In his arms, Lin Ze thinks to himself, "I can't believe it reached 100% this quickly. Now I just need to gather the materials to evolve it." He smiles and says gently, "We'll wait for you to recover before we decide what's next." A new system panel appears. First boss kill, achievement unlocked. Reward, 500 accumulation points, 1 bottle of recovery potion, and 10 high-grade ice crystals, the evolution material. Seeing the system award the items directly without him having to search for them, Lin Ze's eyes light up. He thinks to himself, even the evolution materials are a gift. This system is just too generous. Suddenly, a hand rests on his shoulder, accompanied by a deep voice. "Hey, young man, I'd like to discuss a few things with you, if that's okay?" Ladat's bewildered expression makes Lin Ze and Wang Shuiyun both raise a massive question mark. Not keeping him waiting, Ladat points at the corpse of the corpse bug he just defeated and continues, "Can you give me the credit for killing this armored corpse bug?" Hearing this, Wang Shuiyun is stunned and loudly protests. "Hey, how could you say that? It was clearly Lin Ze." Before she can finish, Ladat holds up a finger, cutting her off. He proposes, "I'll pay you 100,000 N. Considering the situation, Lin Ze thinks to himself, the Beast Tamer Association gave him this mission. If he fails to complete it, it will definitely affect his evaluation and future promotion opportunities. That's why he cares so much about the result. For me, this is a great deal. 100,000 yuan is enough to buy a new pet." Seeing him lost in thought, Dad asks nervously, "What's wrong?" But Lin Ze is still pondering, "I shouldn't accept so quickly. What if there's a better offer?" To be more persuasive, Ladat spreads his arms and adds, "Brother, 100,000 is what I've saved up over half a year. This mission is only worth 50,000, so you're making an extra 50,000. Then he places a hand over his chest, emphasizing, Luo Da will owe you a favor." Hearing this, Lin Ze nodded. "All right, it's a deal." He smiled, thinking to himself, "A favor? That's priceless." The two took out their phones to make the transaction. After receiving the money, Lin Ze confirmed the receipt of 100,000 yuan. But just then, a strange sound echoed, drawing his attention. A man with a giant eagle appeared from above, landing in front of them. The three of them approached. Luo Da recognized the man and waved, "Senior He." The newcomer was He Zhenwen, the examiner who had tested Lin Ze before. Wang Shuiyun was inwardly shocked. "Oh, that's a silver emblem. I can't believe I'm meeting a silver-rank Beast Tamer here." Ignoring Luo Da's greeting, He Zhenwen looked at Lin Ze and smiled. "We meet again." Luo Da looked at him in surprise. Lin Ze waved back in response. "Hello, Senior." Luo Da was even more shocked, thinking, "This kid even knows Senior He?" He Zhenwen continued. "I remember you're Lin Ze, correct? It seems the mission here was a success." Luo Da quickly interjected. "Yes, I handled it successfully. No one was injured, but He Zhenwen's gaze remained on Lin Ze, silently assessing him. This armored corpse insect is Tier 4. If I'm not mistaken, his pet beast is only Tier 2. Even for a rare genius, the coordination between him and his ice crystal sphere must be what took down this Tier 4 monster." He raised his hand to his chest and said, "This is probably the second time I've greeted you. Due to the negligence of the Beast Tamer Association, the mission was misjudged. Downgrading it to a common rank has damaged the association's credibility. On their behalf, I apologize to you." Lin Ze smiled lightly. "It's all right. Brother Luo Da saved us, after all." Luo Da grinned. "It was nothing at all." Wang Shuiyun observed, thinking to herself, "Is this what they call peak emotional intelligence?" After apologizing, He Zhenwen raised his hand and continued. "To compensate for our mistake, the association will offer you 100,000 yuan, and we need to take this monster back for research." Luo Da was stunned when he heard this, thinking, "My God, this kid made a fortune this time." Lin Ze scratched his head. "Well, how could I refuse?" "I agree," he chuckled to himself. "This isn't just compensation, it's probably hush money, a gesture from the association. If I don't accept, there might be trouble." The transaction was completed. He Zhenwen silently noted that the boy didn't have a second pet beast yet. He must be in need of money. This will be a great help to him. He then said, "The money has been transferred to your account. I hope you use it well." Lin Ze's phone pinged with a notification for a 100,000 yuan deposit. He Zhenwen added, "From now on, if you need help, just come find me at the association." With that, he effortlessly hoisted the corpse insect onto his shoulder and left, leaving Lin Ze standing there, stunned. The sunset painted the scene in golden-orange hues as the three of them left the area. Luo Da spoke up, "You made 200,000 today, plus a favor." Luo Da had to nod, remembering his earlier promise. He laughed. "Don't worry, Luo Da, won't forget. See you around," then leaped away. Wang Shuiyun looked at him, surprised that she had met two people from the association today. "This trip was totally worth it," she waved. "I have to get stronger. When I'm as strong as you, let's do a mission together." Lin Ze chose a different direction, waving with a smile. "Goodbye. I'm sure we'll meet again." After quickly and brilliantly completing his first mission, Lin Ze returned to Binhai City, phone in hand. He was deep in thought, wondering to himself, with these 200,000 yuan, I should have enough to buy a B-rank pet beast, right? His first destination upon returning to the city was the Super God Pet Store, a place famous for its unique selections. As soon as he walked in, a cheerful female employee approached, waving with a radiant smile. "Welcome, sir. How can I help you today?" Without beating around the bush, Lin Ze got straight to the point. "I want to buy a pet beast." Hearing this, the girl leaned slightly, pointed in one direction, and invited, "This way, please." And so, Lin Ze was led up a staircase into the inner display area, where a captivating array of lively pet beasts were showcased. The girl continued her introduction with an enthusiastic voice. "We have everything here. Please feel free to look around and choose." In the vast space, he easily spotted a rich variety of pigs, monkeys, and snails. Lin Ze silently assessed. It seems that in an ordinary shop like this, B rank is probably the highest they go. His system immediately displayed information on a few options. Bone snake, animal type, no hidden evolution path. Seri mushroom, plant type, no hidden evolution path. Then, his eyes landed on another one. 5 flame imp, hidden evolution path. Flame demon messenger. A thought flashed through his mind. I see. However, he considered it further. Although this one had a hidden evolution path, it didn't reach the monarch level like the Snow Queen in Little Snowball's path. Seeing him quietly hesitating, the girl quickly stepped forward, offering a bright smile and a sales pitch. Hey, handsome, this little flame imp is an elite tier 8 pet beast. It's very rare, and its current price is 160,000. Lin Ze was slightly taken aback and looked over. Oh, is that so? Worried he didn't fully understand, she enthusiastically explained further. 160,000 includes the evolution materials as well. But Lin Ze remained calm, not making a decision yet. He replied softly, "Let me think about it a little more." Inside his head, his train of thought continued. By the way, wasn't my snowball just an F rank with no evolution path before? This ranking is based on the experience of the Beast Tamer Association's experts, and conclusions drawn from experience aren't always 100% accurate. With that in mind, he turned and walked in another direction. When the system suddenly provided new information, Lin Ze discovered a pet beast that could evolve along a hidden, king-level path. A wave of surprise washed over him. He wondered, why does this little guy look so familiar? A small rock caught his attention. Information appeared. Stubborn rock monster. Rock-type evolution path. Giant rock monster. Enhances strength and defense, becoming massive with higher resistance to certain types of elements. Hidden evolution path. Divine. An upstream route that delves into its ancient bloodline. This evolution method unearths a sliver of supernatural divinity deep within its bloodline, enhancing both its melee combat and earth element control abilities. The next stage in the divine path is the rock fiend form. It requires reaching 100% growth, 20 mid-grade earth element essences, and 500 grams of soul-nurturing soil. Looking at this beast, Lin Ze maintained his cool expression, but the corners of his lips curled up slightly as he remarked to himself, "That's it. No wonder it looked so familiar. Isn't this the same type of pet Luo Da used to have?" The giant rock monster evolves from this little creature, but that's just the common path. He probably never suspected it had the potential to become divine through a different route. He analyzed further. The ice soul was strong in burst damage and control, a mage type, which means the stubborn rock monster must be a warrior type. Seeing him observing it intently, the girl lifted the small rock beast, smiled brightly, and added to her sales pitch. "Handsome, don't hesitate any longer. This little monster is a favorite choice for many people. It fights well, its evolution materials are simple and convenient. And it's only 80,000. There, after a moment of thought, Lin Ze made his decision. "I'll take it, and a few other things. I need 20 mid-grade earth element essences and 500 grams of soul-nurturing soil." The girl, holding the little rock, looked at him in surprise and asked again for confirmation. "Sir, are you planning to evolve this rock monster? These materials can't be used for its evolution. Besides, mid-grade earth element essence is quite expensive. It's a bit of a waste since this one is only D rank." Since she didn't know he possessed a superior system, Lin Ze simply replied, No, I'm just buying them as a gift for a friend." And with that, he handed over his card. After the payment, only 20,000 was left. He was secretly astonished. The materials were actually more expensive than the pet itself. After the payment was complete, the girl handed him an item. "This is a gift for you, a sealing stone." The little golden rock curled into a ball, a halo spreading around it. Lin Ze looked up at the glow as the system updated. Second pet contract completed, plus 300 accumulation points. The scene shifts from day to night. Lin Ze returned to his room and sat cross-legged, with the two items arranged neatly in front of him. He called out softly, "Come on out." The little rock immediately emerged. The system checked. Stubborn rock monster, Tier 1, Stage 1. Growth rate, 12%. Soul points, 800. He murmured thoughtfully. "First, I need to raise its growth rate to 100%. Soul power flowed from his hand into the little rock. It trembled, feeling the energy, and its information updated. Consumed 220 accumulation points to upgrade the stubborn rock monster. Advanced to Tier 2, Stage 2. Growth rate, 100%. Once that was done, Lin Ze rested his hands on his thighs, deep in thought. This little guy looks so foolish, but because of that, who would ever suspect you have the potential to reach God level? A truly hidden evolution path. After it stopped shaking, the little rock looked around, confused, with question marks popping up all over its head, but its eyes lit up when it saw a lump of something near it. Lin Ze encouraged it. "Go on, eat all of these evolution materials, and you'll reach a new level." Without hesitation, the little rock gobbled up the reddish lump. Nom 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 nom. Seeing it eat a portion, Lin Ze pointed to the plate next to it. "There's still some soul-nurturing soil here. You haven't eaten it yet," but it couldn't care less. After finishing the red lump, it rolled over and fell asleep. Lin Ze got annoyed, standing up and raising his hand as he yelled, "You little brat. Do you have any idea how much money I spent on this stuff? How can you be such a picky eater?" The little rock, like a crab, hopped around, throwing a tantrum, with an anger mark appearing over its head. At his wit's end, Lin Ze raised his hand, about to lose his temper. A blue spatial portal appeared next to the little rock. It looked on blankly, with more question marks. Lin Ze continued, "All right, if you won't eat it, I'll let your big sis handle you." The red eyes of the snowball flashed, making the little rock flinch, but it still kept its angry expression. Lin Ze thought to himself, "Looks like it's recovered too well. It refuses to back down. It clearly doesn't know what it's in for." The little rock charged forward, and a loud crash was heard. "You think you can beat your big sis? Dream on." The little rock got a big lump on its head from a blow by the snowball's ice club. In great pain, it started bawling. Lin Ze watched helplessly. It really is stubborn.